October 1944. Somewhere in the forests of eastern France, American tank crews face a nightmare they never trained for. German Panthers and Tigers have turned the European battlefield into a killing ground. The M10 Wolverine, America's primary tank destroyer, fires round after round at oncoming German armor. Every shot bounces off. 76 millimeter shells strike Panther frontal plates at angles that should penetrate, but the rounds ricochet into the trees like stones skipping across water. Crews watch in horror as their best weapon proves useless against the armor they're supposed to destroy. Then something new arrives. A vehicle that looks almost identical to the M10, but carries a cannon that dwarfs anything American armor has deployed before. The M36 Jackson mounts a 90 millimeter gun originally designed to shoot down aircraft at 30,000 feet. At 1,000 yards, this weapon punches through 122 millimeters of armor plate. That same distance a Panther's frontal armor measures only 80 millimeters. The math changes everything. Corporal Anthony Pinto proves what this weapon can do. During an engagement near the German border, he spots a Panther tank nearly 2.5 miles away, 4,200 yards by official measurement. He fires. The round travels that impossible distance and strikes the Panther dead center. The German tank burns. No other American vehicle in 1944 could have made that shot. The M36 Jackson becomes the only American weapon that can consistently kill Tigers at range. The American military entered World War II with tank destroyer doctrine built on a dangerous assumption. Planners believed enemy armor would attack in massed formations, allowing specialized tank destroyers to concentrate firepower and destroy threats through superior mobility and ambush tactics. The vehicles themselves would sacrifice armor protection for speed, relying on hitting first rather than absorbing punishment. This doctrine emerged from studies of German blitzkrieg tactics in Poland and France, where concentrated panzer formations had overwhelmed defenders. American strategists concluded that mobile, hard-hitting tank destroyers operating from concealed positions could devastate such formations before they achieved breakthrough. The M10 Wolverine embodied this philosophy. Weighing 29,700 kilograms, it mounted the same 76 millimeter M7 gun used on the M4 Sherman. Against early German armor, this proved adequate. The Panzer III's 50 millimeter frontal plate and the Panzer IV's 80 millimeter hull armor both fell within the M10's engagement envelope. American crews learned their trade destroying these vehicles across North Africa and Italy. They perfected ambush tactics, firing from hull-down positions that exposed only their turrets while concealing vulnerable hull armor behind terrain features. The M10 earned respect during the Italian campaign. At Anzio and during the drive to Rome, tank destroyer battalions accounted for dozens of German vehicles. Crews developed confidence in their weapon and their tactics. They believed the 76 millimeter gun could handle anything the Germans deployed. No one in those Italian hills anticipated what waited in France. Then the Germans introduced the Panther. This medium tank carried 110 millimeters of frontal armor, sloped at 55 degrees from vertical. The geometry multiplied effective thickness beyond 200 millimeters. The M10's 76 millimeter gun could penetrate 93 millimeters of vertical armor at 1,000 yards. Against a Panther's glacis plate, even point-blank shots achieved nothing. The sloped armor deflected rounds that should have penetrated, sending them spinning harmlessly away. The Tiger presented an even more terrifying problem. Its frontal hull measured 100 millimeters thick, mounted vertically but backed by the sheer mass of a 57,000 kilogram vehicle. The turret added another 120 millimeters of protection around the main gun. M10 crews discovered they could only penetrate Tigers from the side at close range, assuming they survived long enough to maneuver. Given that the Tiger's 88 millimeter main gun could destroy any American vehicle at 2,000 meters, getting close enough for a side shot often proved fatal. Combat statistics from Normandy revealed the disaster. Tank destroyer battalions reported engagement after engagement where crews fired multiple rounds without effect. In one documented incident, an M10 section fired 16 rounds at a single Panther. Every round bounced. The Panther's return fire destroyed 2 of the M10s before the section commander ordered a retreat. Reports filtered back to Ordnance Headquarters describing crews who had done everything right, executed perfect ambushes, achieved first-shot advantages, and still failed to stop enemy armor. The Germans had negated America's entire tank destroyer concept simply by increasing armor thickness. Something had to change immediately, or American armor would face slaughter across France and into Germany itself. Field commanders sent urgent messages demanding a solution. They needed a weapon that could kill Panthers and Tigers at combat ranges. They needed it immediately. American ordnance engineers had actually anticipated this problem years before the crisis materialized. In 1942, development began on mounting a 90mm gun onto a tank destroyer chassis. The weapon selected was the M3 anti-aircraft gun, a fearsome piece of artillery designed to destroy aircraft at altitudes exceeding 9,000 meters. Converting this weapon for ground combat required solving problems no American engineer had tackled before. The M3 90mm represented the pinnacle of American anti-aircraft technology. Developed in the late 1930s, it entered service just before Pearl Harbor. The gun could fire a 10.6-kilogram projectile to altitudes where bombers flew beyond the reach of lighter weapons. Its combination of caliber, velocity, and accuracy made it the premier heavy anti-aircraft gun in the American arsenal. Engineers recognized that these same characteristics would translate into devastating anti-armor performance. The M3 90mm fired a projectile weighing 10.6 kilograms at a muzzle velocity of 853 meters per second. For comparison, the 76mm M1 gun fired a 7-kilogram shell at 792 meters per second. The heavier round traveling faster generated substantially more kinetic energy at impact. Physics dictated that armor penetration would increase accordingly. Calculations showed the 90mm could defeat armor, the 76mm could not even scratch. Engineering the mounting proved complicated. The M10's turret ring measured 60 inches in diameter, insufficient for the larger breech mechanism the 90mm required. Engineers designed an entirely new turret with a 73-inch ring. This modification added weight and changed the vehicle's center of gravity. Suspension components required strengthening. The hull structure needed reinforcement around the turret mounting points. Every change cascaded into additional modifications throughout the vehicle. The new turret design incorporated lessons learned from M10 combat experience. Crews had complained about the M10's slow manual turret traverse, which limited their ability to track fast-moving targets. The M36 received a hydraulic traverse mechanism that rotated the turret significantly faster. Gunners could now track targets moving across their field of view without struggling against hand cranks. The resulting vehicle received the designation M36 gun motor carriage. It utilized the proven M10A1 hull powered by a Ford GAA V8 engine producing 500 horsepower. Total weight reached 29,000 kilograms, virtually identical to the M10 it replaced. Top speed on roads remained 48 kilometers per hour. Crews would find the vehicle handled similarly to what they already knew, minimizing training requirements for units converting from M10s. Armor protection remained thin by necessity. Frontal hull armor measured just 38 millimeters on the upper glacis and 108 millimeters on the gun mantlet. The open-top turret provided no overhead protection whatsoever. This was not a vehicle designed to trade shots with enemy tanks. It was designed to kill them before they could fire back. The doctrine remained unchanged. Only the killing power increased. Production began in April 1944 at the Fisher Tank Arsenal in Grand Blanc, Michigan. The Army initially ordered 500 units, expecting gradual deployment through 1945. Events in France accelerated everything. By summer, urgent requests flooded back from Europe, demanding immediate shipment of any M36 available. Production lines expanded. Workers added extra shifts. Fisher Tank Arsenal pushed output to maximum capacity. By war's end, 1,772 M36 variants had rolled off assembly lines. This total included 3 distinct versions. The standard M36 used the M10A1 chassis with its Ford gasoline engine. The M36B1 mounted the 90mm turret on M4A3 Sherman hulls, creating a hybrid that utilized existing tank production capacity. The M36B2 combined the 90mm turret with the diesel-powered M10A1 chassis. Each variant served the same purpose, putting the big gun into the field as quickly as possible. If you're enjoying this deep dive into American engineering, consider subscribing. It helps the channel and ensures you don't miss the next one. The M36's combat effectiveness centered on its main armament, the 90mm